quero fazer.
Hey everybody, once again, it's the Live Your Legacy Show, one of the hottest shows on the PIC TV network. And we're so happy to have Patty here from New York. Patty, you got a special guest on, so I'm going to get off the screen so you can bring your guest on.
Thank you, Dr. David. And yes, welcome to the PIC TV network. This is the Legacy Show. I am Patty from New York, and today we are paying loving memories to someone special. I almost gave it away. We do have a special guest on tonight, and tonight we have Janita Burke, all the way from Bermuda. And I say all the way from Bermuda because I'm over here in New York. And again, welcome to the PIC TV network. Where are you coming in from? Tell us a little bit more about yourself before we get into it, Janita, and thank you.
Well, good evening, Queen Patty from New York. Good evening, Dr. David and the Legacy Show family. It's a privilege and an honor to be on the show tonight. And I am in Southampton, Bermuda. And I'm excited to be here with you all.
How's the weather over there in Bermuda?
The weather is pretty good today. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's quite enjoyable. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, it's getting a little chilly here in the Northeast. It's getting a little chilly here in the Northeast. So a few palm trees would probably be nice right about now. However, we take it with, with grace. That's all we could do. Anyway, we just grabbed some coats and bundled up and, hope for the spring to come soon. Anyway, getting back to the Legacy Show, we are just so happy that you came and joined us. I heard a little bit about the story and I was really excited to have you on because this was a big one. And I'm really excited to be able to share it here in the Legacy Show. And I'm honored that you are going to share the story with us. Who are you paying tribute to tonight? Janita, over to you.
So tonight I am paying tribute to my sister, friend, Sharon Sandy Young. She left this earth and gained her wings on the 16th of September, 2020. But she certainly lives right here in my heart, and I am so excited to pay tribute to her tonight.
I know a little bit about her through you, and it was really heartwarming to hear some of the stories you shared. I want to ask you here, how has she influenced you?
How has Sandy influenced me? So I met Sandy. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'll talk to you a little bit later about how I met Sandy. But certainly, in the last months of Sandy's life, she talked taught me about resilience. She taught me about faith in God, believing in spite of. She was very healthy. She influenced me by having me to recognize that my body is my temple and that it's important to eat the word of God. And so Sandy did this by example. And so when Sandy took ill during the time of COVID, and her symptoms mirrored that of COVID. And so we thought that she had COVID. She tested. She was negative, and then she had pneumonia. But during this whole process of illness and ultimately hospitalization, Sandy was so positive, and she really just reminded me that our faith and our trust is wholly and solely in the Lord. And I just take that with me. I say we saw so many miracles, and I believe that it was because of Sandy's faith in the Lord. So I see, yeah.
I got a little jammed up there, but thank you for that. This is not easy, you know, and the way you carry her legacy is really honorable, because I know for you it's not easy to go back, especially to those last days, those last months, you know, when she did end up getting you know, sick until she passed. I thank you for that, but I love how you somehow always bring light onto her glorious you know, spirit and her inspiration. So tell us a little bit more. What is she remembered by? I know that's a loaded question, because I'm sure it's a long list, but give us the top ones. Give us the top ones if you can.
Well, I mean, Sandy was an influencer. And so and we met by her doing a Kirby demonstration at my house. And during that demonstration, what they do is they take they vacuum, and then they show you all of the dust that is collected from your house. And so when she opened up this cloth, I had this severe allergic reaction. She said she's never seen anyone react like that. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I could not breathe. And so, you know, after I bought the Kirby and once we became friends, we would laugh at this event. But Sandy was an influencer. She was an excellent saleswoman, but because she had such heart, there was such genuineness. She would spend time talking to you and getting to know you. And every person that I have met that knows Sandy just made you feel at ease. She was authentic, and she brought out the best in people. And she certainly will be remembered by that. She'll be remembered by her beautiful big eyes and her smile. She was funny as all get up, so she'll be remembered by that. You know, she would be talking about, when she was sick, she was talking about, you know, listen, Jay, when I get better, you know, we're going to be breakdancing. And, you know, so I'm sure she is up in heaven giving those angels a fit right now with her breakdancing and backflips and tap dancing. But she will be remembered by just her love, by her smile, by her pleasant and warm demeanor, by her kindness, Patty.
Oh. Did she like to cook? Was she did you know her to be a baker or a cook, or did she rather enjoy going out to eat? And I know this is a monkey wrench, but I'm curious. For some reason, I'm feeling the vibe.
Yeah, you know, she did enjoy going out, but she did enjoy cooking, and she made a very mean pumpkin soup which I could
Ooh.
use right about now.
Did she happen to share the recipe?
She did not happen to share the recipe.
Uh-oh. You might have to do some homework. You might have to be calling the family there for maybe the family recipe. So
But yeah,
what
she ate very healthily. She did smoothies, lots of really rich salads. So she ate healthily. But we would sneak a little junk every now and then.
why not, right? We're laughing here, and you said she had a great sense of humor. Tell us, what brings a smile or laughter when you think of Sandy? And I know you shared some good ones, especially with that Kirby. However, any other good ones you have for us?
So yeah, certainly, Patty. I think when Sandy took ill, and I took her to the hospital, and I think it's important to share the story. Her friend from Barbados. So Sandy was originally from Barbados. Barbados and Antigua are her roots. And her friend from Barbados had called me and asked me, had I spoken to Sandy? And I'm like, yeah. I just, we were WhatsApping because we were in lockdown during COVID. And she said she's not feeling well. She's going to drive herself to the hospital. I said, what are you talking about? Just been speaking to her. She's never said anything. Anyway, I drove over to her house. She was, she looked deathly sick. And so I said, listen, get in the car. It's just no way. And she said, suppose I have COVID. I said, we'll work through that. I took her to the hospital and, checked her in. And that's when she called me that night to say that they said that she had pneumonia and that they thought it was cancer. And that night I cried out to the Lord, and I wrote this song, which was a dialogue really between the Lord and I. And the song and the message of the song was stand still in your spirit and move forward in faith that, I am God. I'm in control of everything. I know everything that you're going through. And I shared that song with Sandy. And Sandy said that this is going to be my anthem. And we made a determination that, we were going to live. We were going to enjoy life. And from that moment on, we had fun. So and I gave you that backstory because, we went out and did things. One memory I have, we went up to Mangrove Bay. She loved a restaurant just a little small restaurant called Trini Spice, and I did too. We went and got 2 shrimp rotis. We pulled off by the side of the road, and we ate our shrimp rotis and just reminisced. And that's where we were talking about breakdancing and tap dancing and all of the things that we did in our youth. We talked about going to Antigua so I could meet some of her family, going to Barbados. And we just laughed and we lived. We made a determination to live. And one of the things that Sandy said, that even though that year had been a year of challenge and struggle and illness, it was one of the best years of her life, just with her friends. And, we had made a determination to stand still in God and move forward in faith, keep loving, keep giving, keep forgiving. And I'm just so glad that we were able to do so.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing because I feel like I met her. These stories are very heartwarming, and they're definitely good memories that bring a smile and laughter to you. So thank you for that. We're going to go to a commercial break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us. We're here with Janita Burke from Bermuda. Giving a memory and a tribute to Sandy, her friend that has transitioned and will always be remembered here on the Legacy Show. We'll be right back. Thank you.
is this? It's kinda late. Oh, my body starts to shiver. Worries will I'm on a high. Oh, I've never felt like this before. Got to let it go.
When you move abroad, there are some things you can't take with you. But there are some things you just can't leave behind. For international health insurance, choose Allianz Worldwide Care.
Hey, Patty, you got a hot show on today, a real hot show, and I'm excited. We got a lot of guests popping on in the back channel, in the background, and I'm so happy again. The Legacy Show, #1 award-winning show on the PIC TV network, and I'm excited, Patty. The world is excited. You have a hot show today. Bring back your guests, and I'm enjoying.
Yes, and we are here with Janita Burke coming in from Bermuda, sharing a loving tribute on her friend Sandy. And Sandy has really been so inspirational. I feel like I know her, and I feel very blessed. And the fact that Janita was so inspired that now she's a producer, songwriter, creator, and we're going to pass it over to you, Janita. I got a couple more questions. I would like to ask you now, are you living your legacy? And tell us a little bit more how and why. Back to you.
So, Patty, in February 2020, I want to go back to September 2019. I'm a lawyer by training, 22 years practicing as a lawyer and a fiduciary service provider. And in September 2019, I just felt this just tugging on the Lord. And closer to the end of the year, I heard him say, "Don't be complacent with your time, nor careless with your words." And I said, "Well, Lord, what does that mean?" And he said, "Well, delayed obedience is disobedience. And I need to understand the power of my words, that I had, the ability to tear down or to build up." And so in February, I really sensed this urgency that he was saying it was time for me to quit my job. And I always said that the Lord was my source and that everything else was my resource. And so I put my notice in. And 2 weeks after I put my notice in for my job, that I was confronted. I was confronted by the enemy, and I had to make a choice. I had to decide whether I was going to respond in like manner or if I was going to put on the heart of the Lord. And I remembered those words, "Don't be complacent with your time or careless with your words." And I made a determination that I was going to respond in a Christ-like manner. And I just started to sing and to pray. And then I realized, Patty, that I was singing a song that I had never, ever heard before. And I jotted that song down. I got my phone out, sang it, and I shared it with my praise team first. And I was just so, I knew that something unusual was happening. And I also shared it with Sandy. And I went on the next month, I got another song, and then I started to get songs very frequently. And I shared those with Sandy. And Sandy was my biggest supporter and my biggest encourager. And she sensed right from the beginning, she was like, this is a real gift. You know, Janita, God is really giving you this gift. And so she was starting to think about all of the people in her network that she knew, you know, in Barbados, in the US. And she really wanted to make a connection, you know, with them regarding my songs. And so it was very, you know, a pivotal moment was writing this song, you know, for Sandy as I was going through. And she told me the word cancer. It was just, my heart cried out. And I said, Lord, Sandy. And he just gave me this song, Stand Still. And then that was the song, as I said, that sort of took us through. But Sandy said, Janita, I believe that this is what you were called to do. And this was in, you know, between February and, you know, April, May 2023, Patty, here we are now.
Wow.
I have incorporated Kairos 22 Productions, LLC. I am writing songs, and I believe that that is a big part of my legacy. Part of my legacy is really understanding that success is fulfilling your God-given purpose. And I am walking in that. I am God's scribe. And I have this honor of writing and getting these melodies from heaven and releasing them. And because, Patty, I don't have any music training, I played the piano when I was very young, and I stopped playing. So I just hear the music. I don't have a reference. I get the words. I have to share when God says, I need you to speak to this person. I need to either do it in my voice, with my voice. I need to do it in spoken word. I need to write it. And so I am living this legacy of sowing the word of God into the men and women of God that he puts me into contact with. And I feel like I'm walking on water now in following this path that he has given me. So am I living my legacy? Yes, I believe that when I pass on, they will say of Janita Burke that she was one who obeyed God in spite of. She obeyed God even when she didn't understand it, even when it didn't make sense in the natural. And because of that, she was such a blessing to this world. I pray that I will continue on, because, you know, you start something. I pray that I will continue on, and that I will definitely live that legacy of being positive, of inspiring and impacting people to be their best selves. Thank you, Patty.
Love it. Love it. I love it. I just am just basking in it, because it's just like beaming through you, you know, and it's like divine download. It's, you know, a divine download.
Yes.
And however, still somehow Sandy had a part of this, you know? So it's a download from God to you. However, Sandy, you know, had a hand in this, and that's her legacy, because you said off the bat, she's an influencer. So she influenced you to look within, and then the download came. Now, I love your song from the get-go. I mean, from the get-go. And I know a few of your songs, and they're like, they stick in my mind like jingles, you know, and they're just like jingles.
Oh
And
God.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love one of my favorites still is, you know, My Unexpected.
Unexpected. I know.
Oh my goodness. That to me is still my favorite. It's hard to pick because there's so many great ones. There's so many great ones.
Thank you,
And
Patty.
the idea that you don't have like professional training, you did a complete 360. This is just wonderful. Janita, give us some last sentiments, salutations. Where can we find you? Also, you know, any maybe quotes or jokes or, you know, last words of, you know, to share with us. I love everything you've shared so far. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Well, you know, Patty, I think that I definitely want to encourage people not to be complacent with their time or careless with their words. It's something that the Lord has given me, and I take that very, very seriously. That, you know, we each have a set amount of time on this earth, and we want to use it wisely. I am also very much impacted by the story of the talents, and whatever God gives you, he expects a return. And so when the Lord gave me these songs, and as he continues to give them to me, I am not able to say, well, I can't just put them on my phone and sit on them and let them reside there. He's given them to me to share. And so I want to encourage you, whatever God is given to you, don't sit on it. Be resourceful. Find out how you can multiply that which God has given you. I want to remind us to stand still in our spirit, to focus in on God. And that song came, Patty, from Exodus chapter 14, when Moses was talking to God, and the children of Israel were being chased, and then they came to the Red Sea. They had the Red Sea before them, the Egyptians behind them, and they were crying out to God. And the Lord said for them to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. And then he told them to move forward. And it seems like it's opposite, but God is saying, stand still in me, but continue to do what I have told you and call you to do in spite of that. And so it's a peace that you have on the inside when you stand still, but moving forward, pressing toward the mark. And so I really want to encourage folks to do that. And so Sandy did that, and we saw so many miracles. Sandy said, in this COVID environment, I do not want to die in Bermuda. We found out that Sandy had stage 4 lung cancer, and her organs were breaking down. And she, the doctor said, there's no way that she's going to be able to be air ambulanced. She's on the highest amount of oxygen. We wouldn't find any. Also, the air ambulance costs over $30,000. But Patty, the Lord came through for Sandy. We raised the money in days. We found the air ambulance that would take her, and Sandy made it home to her homeland of Barbados. And she got there, and her family was able to see her, and she passed the next day. That day that she left, she got such an energy. She wrote out what she wanted to take. The nurses, everybody was amazed. Everybody was rooting for Sandy. And I said, look at God. Even in her sickness, he is granting her the desires of her heart. She says, I want to be home. And she was saying, Lord, all that I have done for you, I have been obedient. And the Lord granted her the desires of her heart. Stand still in your spirit and move forward in faith. And we just saw that her family and her friends just really rallied around, and it was just really, really amazing. And so Those are really my parting words to you. And you don't have to have it all, but you just have to know that God has given it to you and run with it. I'm doing it. I am a living testimony. I'm living this thing. I am now a singer, songwriter, producer. Who would have thought?
And congratulations.
Who would have thought,
And then
Patty?
some.
Who would have
And then
thought?
some. Right? It's just I love being a witness to it, because like I was there in when you put out your first song, not to stand still, however, you know, when you started actually, that's it, I'm doing this, you know, it's happening.
Exactly.
Now, Janita Burke,
2022 was that pivotal year when I really kind of came out. And then this year, I was still teetering, to be honest. You know, I was doing some things, but this year, and it was a song, Patty, that the Lord gave me about Sandy. Her pastor had a vision just before she passed, and she said, I saw Sandy, and Sandy says, I can breathe, I can breathe. And I got this song, and it says, I can breathe. Finally moving forward, backed fear into a corner, I am free. I can breathe. Loosed me from the shackles. My footstool is the obstacle. See me, I am free. And I had to make this decision to back fear in a corner and say, Janita K. Burke, AKA JB Psalm, you better do what God has called you to do. And so I made that decision. And so Sandy's passing was the catalyst for me to release my first song, Stand Still, which was played at her homegoing service. And, you know, we had to put it together very quickly. And then I released it. And really, you know, started in earnest on our birthday. We shared the same birthday, March 9th. And so that was sort of the launch of JB Psalm. And I came out on March 9th, 2021. And then her song, Breathe, was the song that I said this year, I got to do this thing. And so here we are. And so thank you, Patty, for, you know, having me do my first interview with you on this legacy. And this legacy is my friend Sharon Sandy Young, and what she means and what she has done. And it's just so exciting. So excited. Dr. David, I see you.
Patty's coming back again. I'm excited. 5 stars for you on the Legacy Show. And guess what? You prayed before we came on, and this is a praying woman of God, folks. And I want you to hear some of this song right now.
The news today, it shook my faith and brought me to my knees. The doctor said the cancer spread and I could hardly breathe. I let the scene begin to plead, Lord, this is not your will. He said, child, look up. Stand still. And as I wept before the Lord and bare to him my soul, he lovingly and tenderly filled me and made me whole. When I decreed you still love me, your promise you fulfilled. He said, child, look up, stand still. Our God, he is able. word and let your voice be heard. For God is moving right now. Oh, yes, God is moving right now. Press down, not forsaken, afflicted, but not crushed, struck down, but I am not destroyed, for this treasure lives in me. I can feel the spirit moving. I can feel the spirit moving. I can feel the spirit moving. Stand still. I can hear the spirit calling. I can hear each weight and shackle falling. I can hear the spirit calling. Stand still and know that I am God. I can see the spirit breaking every stronghold, vain imagination. I can see the spirit breaking. Stand still. Oh, I can feel the spirit moving. I can feel the spirit moving. I can feel the spirit moving. Stand still. Stand still, stand still. God is looking for glory. Let him use your story. The devil is a liar. You're an overcomer. Stand still. Stand still. God is moving right now. Stand still.
Amen. Amen.
That was so awesome.
Adversity
That song-
stand still.
That song is so awesome. Patty need to come back again. Patty, reset and come back. This was awesome. That song, we're gonna give that song. It got to be the song of the month going into our anniversary next month, and we got some awards over that. Matter of fact, I should get one of those awards. I
Thank you,
love
Dr.
it.
David.
I
Amen.
love that song. It's filled with the spirit. It's a Rhema song. It's a song that meets the time of today. I used to
Yes.
play the piano and keyboard too back in the day,
Mhm.
but not as good as you. I can't play good as you.
No, I
So-
don't play. I don't play at all, Dr. David. I don't play at all. I just hear the melodies.
Oh, you heard
I have to work.
real good. Yeah,
Praise
you
God.
did awesome. Patty's gonna come back in a second. She's kind of come back up. But I'm so proud of you, and I love that song. We're gonna play that song over and over and over again. You did so wonderful. I love your background. I love the anointing is on you. The Spirit of God is there, and I want to also open up a door for you to be on our Gospel Life channel. You know, we have so many channels on PIC TV Network: the food channel, the fitness channel, the music channel. You have a special anointing on you, you know.
Thank you, Dr. David. And I would love to be on to share the good news, you know, to share what God has given to me in this season. And I think about that song written in April 2020, and it's still relevant today. And I believe that God's word is timeless. And so
Yeah.
I believe likewise, the songs that he has given me will be in season and out of season. They will be timeless. Hey, Patty.
I got jammed up. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. And again, I got to hear that song, and that was beautiful and heartwarming. And it's definitely your legacy forever and ever. That will be a song that can be played, your grandchildren's grandchildren, and that's a beautiful thing. And share a little bit more. Where could we find you? Tell us your tags, your socials, and where can we find you?
Sure. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook at I am JB Psalm or at Kairos22 Productions. Also have a YouTube channel, Kairos22, so you can check us out there. And on our website, k22productions.com. And last year, at the end of the year, released my first EP, This Is the Time. And so that can be purchased on our our but all of our songs are available on our YouTube channel for anyone to access and to listen to. And that's, this is God's word, and I wanted to, this is his music, and I want it to be available, no barriers for anybody who wants to listen. But certainly, if you want to support this work, you can certainly go on our website and purchase the album. And the songs are available on all streaming platforms as well. So, Patty, thank you for this opportunity.
I did see a couple of merchandise too, or was that just a special limited offer?
I got because we can wear the word. So my next song coming out is Jesus is a Champion, and he is the champion. And so I'm constantly wearing that shirt, and I have a Standstill t-shirt as well. My unexpected.
And Michael wears your shirt too. I wear your shirt. I also have a towel.
And I've got a towel that reminds us that my unexpected is now. And that was such a powerful word that the Lord gave me. And to release that prophetic word. Amen. And Patty, that's one of my. That's a whole nother show, Patty. That's a whole.
Yeah, exactly. That is literally my favorite of the collection. I'm excited to hear the holidays and coming up, and you just did beautiful work, and the videos are really beautifully done too. By the way,
thank you, Patty. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big JBL fan. What can I tell you? And with that being said, we thank you so much for being here on the Legacy Show. I do want to highlight that, we are a baby network, and we're going, Dr. David, I'm losing track now, but we're going into our third year at the PIC TV network on the Black Friday weekend, going right into Christmas, and we're celebrating, and we're starting to raise funds and awareness for Project Smiles. This is where we come in as a community and pay it forward. It started here on the PIC TV network with Christmas trees and toys, and just putting a smile on people's faces that are going through hard times. And the holidays is when we feel it the most, right? So this is just another celebration. I do want to give a little shout out, and you are receiving your coming to you the book, Live Your Legacy, my guidebook that I just published. It's a short read, and this is what I call a guidebook that is a new spin on mourning. This is just an alignment type of a resource, things that you might have heard before, but when you have it in an easy read, it really reflects back on how to take care of yourself. This is under self-help. This is when you're ready not to really be in a stuck place. I want to just I'm ready to move again. Because grieving is one of those things that, at some point we kind of do just kind of stop. At some point, sometimes it hits us after, sometimes, but it is just one of the things most people come to that point. But we want to not stay there, So this helps you with that. And also when you're just having a hard time coming to understand those mysteries of life, this kind of keeps you a little bit more grounded with the human dilemmas that we go through. So it is something just to be mindful of, to help you reflect and be able to live your best life, because we are still living and grieving is not easy. But if we could just have a balance and really bring to light and remember the legacies, just like we did tonight with Sandy, and then we can continue to live our legacy. Janita, any comments you want to make additionally?
Patty, I just want to say that I'm extremely proud of you, and I think it is important that you have memorialized your words in a written form. You do such great work in the rooms that you provide, and in your one-on-one sessions, giving people space to grieve, to talk about loved ones, and to help them go forward. But to have now a book, a manual that people can, have in their hand and read and share with others, I think is wonderful. And so I applaud you for that. I'm excited for you about that. I think I saw that you were on the Amazon bestseller.
Yes, for Kindle, for Kindle, not for print. And I was so excited when I have been maintaining that for two topics. It's a very volatile market. However, I did get bragging rights, and it is on the Kindle version. However, I can say that, but it is exciting. It's exciting because it's going to get to the right eyes. It's going to get to the right people that need it. And that's the importance of it. And it is the first, it's the foundation of a collection, and the collection will have more, maybe detailed techniques. These are more general techniques, and the collection will have a little bit more detailed, either by people that shared in the grievance rooms or that I personally found to help and work. And that's what it is. It's like a recipe book, and you sometimes could change the recipe and play around to see what works for you. And it just highlights positive well-being. And that's the important part. So again, thank you so much. And I love that we can grow together in our new journey, because I certainly changed my profession as well. In a lot of ways. I know. So we both resonate with
together. That. We're walking on water together. And isn't it wonderful? And all we have to do, Patty, is keep our eyes fixed on Jesus.
Yep. And purpose is a thing. And I tap in a little bit about it in the book, the meaning part, the finding meaning. And, I tap into it a little bit. And again, I think in smaller doses, because when we're dealing with our emotions, sometimes a really big book is just too much. It's too overwhelming. That's why I went back to basics. And it's kind of funny, like, Monique, Lisa, she was a real big inspiration. A lot of people, I don't want to start dropping names, because then I'm like, oh my God, so many people had influences on this book. So many people, even the PIC TV network, when he always has his book show, even Michelle Cox, she has a book show. I'm like, I need to be on that book show.
Hello.
Right?
Exactly. So it pulled it out of you, and I'm just so very pleased, Patty. And
I appreciate the support. I really, really do, and I really, really appreciate the support. So I resonate with that, and I know you appreciate the support that you receive, and it's just again a boomerang effect, and that's what happens when you have faith and blind trust. You know, when we trust in our purpose and have faith in the unseen and the unknown and just offer it up, it all works out. You know, it all works out. Maybe not our way, however, it does work out. So with that, we thank you. We're going to go to our final break. Again, this is the PIC TV Network. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back to say goodbye. Thank you. Back to you, David.
Fellas, I'm getting married.
It's gonna be just like old times. Only better, right?
Better.
Hollywood has come a-calling. They want to make unfinished business into a movie.
Our carefree college days on full display. I love it.
That book caused a lot of drama.
Get your popcorn ready.
Hi, how are you? This is Patty with the PIC TV Network. And I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in miracles? I do. And guess what? So does Project Smiles. We have created so many miracles last year and continue to create miracles as the season comes around with the holidays. We are asking you to please give a gift from the heart, only from the heart, and pay it forward with a miracle. I do want to share a testimony of my miracle. I received a car. I received a car. It was a gift. It was a great gift. It was so well received. And my friend, it wasn't a family member, it was a friend who was so generous that gave it to me. She represents gratitude. She's a person of gratitude, and she reminds me to be grateful. She sees the good in paying it forward, and she also is always giving straight from her heart. So again, I just want to share that miracles happen every day. And you could be a part of that. You could not only be a receiver of a miracle like me, but also be a giver of a miracle as well as me. Here at the PIC TV Network, we're all about love and compassion and helping each other rise up. So again, Project Smiles for the PIC TV Network. Have an amazing day, everybody. God bless.
That commercial, Patty. That commercial, this is the second year it has an award-winning commercial already. That commercial is an award-winning commercial, Patty. That was a good story. That was done on the fly, and then he started just putting it out there. I didn't think it was going to be running like this. It brings a smile to my face because I love the story because who doesn't like to get a car? That commercial was so awesome, Patty. And did you see who popped up there in our room? Did you see who's above our queen today, Patty? Do you see? That's the vice.
Yes, I do. Somebody who's very influential.
Every now and then, I watch the DC. That's the vice president, and that's my man Usher up there. We got a picture of my man Usher up there, and this is also a movie star named KJ. She's KJ. She's been in the movies. I'm just so happy again, Patty. Your show again. You and Michelle Cox neck to neck. Top shows on PIC TV Network 2023, and I'm excited. I know we got to go, but please watch the repeats. Watch this over and over. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, all of social media platforms, and the PIC TV Network Channel 1000. Pat, you can come and close out. It was beautiful.
Yeah, again, thank you so much. We're here with Janita Burke from Bermuda, sharing the legacy of Sandy, who inspired her so much. And we're just so grateful that we got to learn about her and remember her. Janita, one last shout out. Come on.
Just going to give a shout out to Bermuda. Shout out to Guyana, who's looking in, and St. Vincent. Have to shout out to my little babe, Mackenzie Rose, Miracle Bean for the village of Somerset. And yeah, just want to shout out to all those who are watching locally and afar, all international, all people around the world. I got my people in Ghana that I know are watching in as well. And it's just been such an honor. Thank you so much, Patty.
Yes.
You know, when you start saying names, you get in
I
trouble.
know it's too much. It's just like it could go on, and we have a lot of friends in Ghana too, and we're very grateful. We're doing a lot of investments with Africa over there in Ghana, and
Awesome.
a lot of countries, and to say the least, so we're very happy. I also represent South America, and we're here in North America, and then we got Canada right there, right next
Have
to
a
us.
family in Nigeria. Get a shout out to them. They're watching you. So yes,
That's right. That's right.
wonderful,
And of course, I can't close without, our hearts are very heavy with, all the wars that are going on across the world. And I don't want to get into any politics. I want to get into the humanity of it. So please, let's lift our hearts in prayer for strength of peace of mind and peace of countries while people are suffering. Please, please do what you can with what you have, and spread love, and live your legacy. God bless and thank you for being here on the PIC TV network.
Amen.
No, it's been a wonderful show today, Patty. I love you. Those who are watching, Patty has an award-winning show here on PIC TV network. I want you to continue to watch the show. When she said, pray for the people in Israel, we just have a small clip that we'll play at the end of the show, but our hearts and minds are for the people there and those who were captured, praying that there will be some resolution to this nonsense and people's lives will be spared, and this is what I love about Patty. She never forgets folks. And even I'm grieving. My niece passed away.
And also, just all the surrounding countries are being just violated. People are dying, not just in Israel, it's also Palestine and the surrounding countries, also in Ukraine, also even in Russia. I just don't want, humans dying in vain like that. I feel like there are more diplomatic ways. And again, I don't want to get into that type of conversation. I just want to pray for the suffrage and the loss of life, through prayer and through love, and may their legacies live on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patty. It's been another wonderful show. Our special guest, international guest today. You got to come back on. We got to bring you on again to do a show. You need your own show on PIC TV network. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. Let's get you on PIC TV network.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Dr. David.
you ready to go? I love you.
On the channel. That's right.
Yeah. So, folks, we're getting ready to go into the Christmas season. Patty, we're going to come back and talk about Project Smiles, Patty, and we want everybody to get happy because we're about to see a brand new Christmas again, and the kids and the decorations. We need a little Christmas, folks. Thank you for coming on today.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
The wait is finally over.
Introducing Apple Vision Pro.
Apple revealing a mixed reality headset, its first new product in years.
You can see, hear, and interact with digital content just like it's in your physical space.
This is what it looks like.
When Steve Jobs revealed the iPhone back in 2007, Apple went on to change our lives, putting social media at our fingertips and upending the music business. It released the iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, but the company has been looking for something as transformative as the iPhone for more than a decade. Today, announcing a $3,500 headset.
We believe Apple Vision Pro is a revolutionary product.
The Vision Pro offering life-size video calls, lifelike app experiences, and the ability to capture and watch multidimensional videos. Apple now rivals with Meta and Google in this space. Mark Zuckerberg renamed his company the market leader in honor of his virtual reality ambitions and released a new VR headset last week. But the market doesn't really exist yet. While Apple sells more than 200 million iPhones each year, fewer than 9 million headsets have been sold by any company. The Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stern, a contributor.
What's the TV network y'all gonna be watching?
PIC TV.
There you go. Hey, what's the network y'all gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Hey, what's the TV network y'all gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
What's the network you gonna be watching?
The PIC TV Network.
Thank you. What's the TV network you gonna be watching?
The PIC TV Network.
Hey, what's the network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Hey, what's the network you gonna be watching?
The PIC TV Network.
There you go. What's the network you gonna be watching? Television network you gonna be watching.
The PIC TV Network.
Television network you gonna be watching.
PIC TV.
Hey, hello everybody. What's the network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Hey, what's the new network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV.
Hey, what's the TV network you gonna be watching?
The PIC TV Network.
Queens, what's the television network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Hey Queens, what's the television network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network, of course.
What's the network you gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.